All right, here we go. Let me start the timer and...
Welcome! We're so glad you're back with us. I want to admit something that
Introduce yourself.
I am Twyla.
And I am Al.
And we are co-hosts of
Staying Alive.
Staying Alive. Mrs. Producer, please cue up that song.
And there the music swells up and we don't have a producer.
And we don't have the rights to the music. So, you probably hear that every single time. So let's start this new podcast. Who are you waving to down there?
I was going to get our new guest on, but she just went upstairs.
Oh, we have the cutest little guest. I like that kind of guest.
I know.
I like that kind of guest because I get to do all the talking. They can't respond.
Oh, you have new earrings on.
They are. What kind of earrings are they?
They're banana.
Banana Nana, because my grandson calls me Nana, and then I say that's Nana Banana to you. Anyway, we love bananas. And Al, how many bananas do you probably eat every day?
At least one a day, sometimes two if I make myself a smoothie.
And they're so versatile, and it would be a great time to go buy some. You can, peel them, cut them in chunks so they're frozen for your smoothies. You can put them in brownies. You can do lots of good things with them. So don't discount those bananas. Eat as many as... I think there's actually a YouTube where somebody ate 19 bananas a day or something like that.
I'm going to interrupt you just a bit.
We
spared no expense. We just went out and got the highest rating graphics artist, and we made our new thing.
Al, is that in our budget? How much did that cost us?
Well, that's a lot of money. Go ahead.
Okay,
Tell us about sheep.
So we've been mentioning sheep a lot in my newsletter, on this website. But we want this to be more interactive. Now, since our last podcast, we have heard from a few of you. We want to hear from a few more of you because this is our connection.
Do you want to read some of those?
Yeah, I do. I want to read those, but I put my phone away. And so let's just start out this way. Let's start out, and while you're telling your story, I'll get my phone back
okay.
out. Okay,
all
good.
Right.
So let's start out with sheep. Just to remind you, S is for?
Sleep.
H is for?
Healthy eating.
Good. E is for?
Exercise.
The next E
is enjoy socialization.
Which might be in a different form than we're used to, depending upon when you're watching this. And P
is for positive attitude.
Yes, and we want all of you to be able to receive the MVP of the year. That's not MVP, most valuable player. That's MVP, Norman Vincent Peale, who is just the... Would you say he's not really the originator?
Guru? How's that sound?
Yeah, is that okay? For the power of positive thinking, which even though it's an old book.
And you said that he's on YouTube.
Yeah, you can YouTube him and find. Yeah. Some of them are maybe a little bit, maybe sexist, what you would consider, but I think he's talking to everyone. The couple that I've read, it's like, and men need to do this and men need to do that. But I think that's just a vernacular that they used in those days.
Twyla knows that I have a positive attitude, and
the most positive attitude. I mean, I thought I was really positive just because I was a cheerleader and stuff, but he has gone through, well, we all go through stuff, but the stuff that he has gone through in his lifetime, I mean, he is.
Everybody goes through it, but it's better with a positive attitude.
When you were on the cruise, what did people say to you? When he gave his success story talk, which we'll show later, but tell us when... Says you're such a motivator. You have such a positive attitude. You said people were coming up to you on the cruise and telling you. Yeah. Okay, so why don't
I'm going to post that also on they have a survivors panel, and people stood up and had fantastic stories. Mine was minimal compared to some of them, but I do have a good attitude, and I have. The reason I got it was from an email that I got 20 or 30 years ago when email was first starting. And I'm going to read it to you. And it's going...
I think a positive attitude can be cultivated, though. I mean, people think, oh, no, I was just born this way. No, you weren't.
No.
You weren't born this way. You were born with a positive attitude, and somehow along the way we lose it, whether it's from teachers or
It's a
maybe
conscious
parents.
decision,
Yeah.
just like your diet is.
Just like our way of eating. Not our diet.
I'm sorry.
Our
You're
way
right.
of eating.
Our
Yeah.
lifestyle.
Our lifestyle. I like that even better. So it is, and sometimes it's work. Sometimes it's work for a lot of people. It might be work, but it's definitely worth it. So Al, why don't you go ahead
While you do something else.
do something else?
Yes. Okay. The title of this is "Attitude is Everything" by Francis Balzar Schwartz. And Jerry was the kind of guy you loved to hate. He was always in a good mood and always had something positive to say. When someone asked him how he was doing, he would always reply, "If I were any better, I would be twins."
And I've heard that a million times from
And
Al.
I
He
picked that
always
up.
says that. He
I
stole
always-
that. Yes.
I have used that forever, and people would always say, "Oh my God, I couldn't handle two of you."
Exactly.
But
Now, just
it's-
to interrupt, I'm not checking my text messages. I'm looking for some emails that you guys have already sent in. So I don't want you to write in, how rude is that Twyla's checking her text.
We will.
I'm not doing that.
We will ignore all non-positive emails.
Exactly. Don't tell me that, oh, you look tired. Don't tell me that I'm working on my sleep, okay? But we want you to always write in and tell us things that you do.
All right.
Okay, keep
That's
going.
it.
Talk
Thank
about
you.
Francis. Okay, I'm done. Okay.
He was a unique manager because he had several waiters who had followed him around from restaurant to restaurant. The reason the waiters followed Jerry was because of his attitude. He was a natural motivator. If an employee was having a bad day, Jerry was there to tell the employees how to look on the positive side of the situation. Seeing this style really made me curious. So one day I went up to Jerry and asked, "I don't get it. How can you be a positive person all the time? How do you do it?" Jerry replied, "Each morning I wake up and say to myself, Jerry, you have two choices today. You can choose to be in a good mood, or you can choose to be in a bad mood." He said, "I always choose to be in a good mood. Each time something bad happens, I can choose to be a victim, or I can choose to learn from it. I choose to learn from it. Every time someone comes to me complaining, I can choose to accept their complaining, or I can point out the positive side of life, and I choose the positive side of life." "Yeah, right, that's not easy," I protested. "Yes, it is," Jerry said. "Life is all about choices. When you cut away the junk, every situation is a choice. You choose how you react to situation. You choose how people will affect your mood. You choose to be in a good mood or a bad mood. The bottom line, that's how you choose to live your life." I reflected on what Jerry said. Soon thereafter, I left the restaurant industry to start my own business. We lost touch, but as I often thought about him when I made choices about life instead of reacting to it. Several years later, I heard that Jerry did something you were never supposed to do in the restaurant business. He left the back door open one morning and was held up at gunpoint by 3 armed robbers. While trying to open the safe, his hand, shaking from nervousness, slipped off the combination. The robbers panicked and shot him. Luckily, Jerry was found relatively quickly and rushed to the local trauma center. After 18 hours of surgery and weeks of intensive care, Jerry was released from the hospital with fragments of the bullet still in his body. I saw Jerry about 6 months after the incident. When I asked him how he was, he replied, "If I were any better, I'd be twins." You want to see my scars? I declined to see the wounds, but I did ask him what had gone through his mind as the robbery took place. The first thing that went through my mind was that I should have locked the back door, Jerry replied. Then, as I lay on the floor, I remembered that I had two choices. I could choose to live, or I could choose to die. I chose to live. "Weren't you scared? Did you lose consciousness?" I asked Jerry. "The paramedics were great. They keep telling me that I was going to be fine. But when they wheeled me into the emergency room, I saw the expression on the faces of the doctors and nurses. I got really scared. In their eyes, I read, 'He's a dead man.' I knew I needed to take action. So what did you do? I asked. Well, there was a big burly nurse shouting questions at me, said Jerry. She asked if I was allergic to anything. Yes, I replied. The doctors and the nurse stopped working and they waited for my reply. I took a deep breath and I yelled, bullets! Over their laughter, I told them, I am choosing to live. Operate on me as if I'm alive, not dead.
Love that.
I do too. Jerry lived thanks to the skill of his doctors, also of his attitude. I learned from him that every day we have the choice to live fully. Attitude is everything. And that essentially changed my life. Not that I wasn't positive before. And it's good to read that again. I try to read it. I had a grandson that was in trouble, and I sent him that. He never acknowledged it, and I don't even know if he read it, but I read it then, and it's been a long time since I read it, and I find it very empowering.
And I think that's true. And I think that anything you read, and that can be just as important as anything you eat. It's what you read and allow in your mind. So when we're trying to promote this healthy lifestyle, it just doesn't include all this stuff, my celery juice, my bananas, and all that. It also
every
includes,
meal is a choice. And I've spoken to Dottie, my wife, about this. I always choose health over taste.
And I would choose positive over negative.
Yes. And that's
because Al, you even mentioned before, as you've gone on this way of eating, you've even chosen your friends differently. If you want to, I know. I mean, I'm trying to put that as tactful as possible, and I'm still walking on the edge with him. So one night you might just see she's out of the picture totally, lost her. Al, there we go again. Every time I say something, the chimes come on. If you've been watching this, you'll have to notice that. I feel it's a sign. Go ahead.
It's a sign. It signs you talk too much.
No. You talk through that whole thing. How many times did the chimes come on? 0. I start talking. Chime on. Chime on, everybody.
It's nature's. It's nature's way.
But we are back to your friends. You've even chose, like Stephen Covey would always talk about that. Your circle of influence.
I went to Ruben's class. Ruben Guzman is a local guru here,
and he has a podcast. I don't know if he has a podcast.
He doesn't have a podcast. He teaches live classes for free.
Well, we don't know if he still does that.
We don't. Yeah,
maybe by the time you're watching this, they're back
we
to.
Don't, but
yeah,
he did,
okay.
And they're well worth it. He's a tremendous asset to this community. And one of the days he said, if you will have the same values and goals and ideals that the 5 people you associate with.
Right.
And I was just about a year into this lifestyle.
Very good, thank you.
And I said, oh my goodness, I have to get all new friends.
Ta-da!
And I did. And at the end of my first.
So I don't know how I got in there, but go ahead.
Well, you were one of the friends that changed not only changed my lifestyle. You helped me through this by allowing me to get into your classes and to give my presentation.
Which I still think you have that, don't you? You could post that on the website. I think that would be great. Okay.
It is on the website.
You already have it on there. Oh yeah, you do. That's right.
I have all 5 of them on there.
So make sure you go and look around our website. We have lots of fun things to look at.
Okay. I'm done.
So I think it's important then as we go through these, we want to know what you are doing to promote better sleep habits, and as I said, that's something I have to work on. Healthy eating, exercise, enjoying socializing, positive attitude. We've gotten quite a few that you guys do want me to do that, yoga class.
Yeah, exercise and positive attitudes are things that you can do.
Yes, and we're here to help you and support you.
Baby steps.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to go out and run a marathon the first day.
And don't even try. Yeah, please don't. I do know CPR, but that kind of take away from the rest of the things I have to do. I don't know, can you do CPR anymore? Maybe these days you can. They do compression only.
I was listening, it may have been Dr. Drew, but it was one of the things they're talking about, that modern people don't pay attention and they don't know how to do CPR. we don't take responsibility for our own lives as much as we used to.
Yeah, well, I know from having taught yoga for 20 years, we had to have that certification. It's funny though that our podcast, our website is staying alive, because now they recommend when you do compression only, you do it to the theme of staying alive, staying alive.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and you can, I think that's at the American Heart Institute.
But there's another incidence of us picking staying alive, which is certainly positive.
Yes.
Rather than, we thought of several other things that did not have the positive ring.
And besides, I love John Travolta and our whole do our disco thing. Yeah, maybe I could do a yoga class to stay alive.
Producer.
Oh yeah, edit that, right? Edit that. Okay, let me just read you 2 more things because I know we're just about out of time here, and we want to make these fun things so you don't feel like you're stuck watching the whole day listening to us. But this is
We're organized today.
I know you might not like this as much because we are organized. So last time I think I shared the letter of the
We are organized.
of a couple of emails that I got about people feeling hopeless and despair, and I get kind of emotional at that. But I've had just as many, I would say, if not more, which is good, responses to my newsletter and to this podcast.
All 7 of you have been very good about writing it.
We want all 700 of you to be really good about writing in. Okay. It says, I'll save the first part because we talk about grandkids, which I would love to talk about my grandson the whole time, but I know you'd want to fast forward through that. So let me just say what someone wrote, which we appreciate this. What you and Al are doing is so incredibly important and could very well, I kind of edit it because she used the word twice, but and could very well could be the lifeline folks need. For me, in addition to eating right, keeping in touch with family and friends, meditating, and getting enough sleep, I know I need to put down my phone, stop watching the news, and get outside. Or, one of my favorite things to do, which we're going to be doing this soon, or put some rock and roll on and just dance. Look at that face. Like, no, I'm not dancing. Look at that face when he says.
It's good exercise, though, I will say that.
And for those of you who went to Get Healthy, she also adds this. Oh, and I'm still smiling about your Dr. Greger song, Healthy Hearts Club fans.
That was cute.
Wasn't that fun?
I almost let you sing it now.
Yeah. I would love to. Do you have that on video? Could we post that?
I do not have.
Did anyone have that on video? Okay. It just says, I hope Dr. Greger really appreciated that. Take care. Thanks again. Please keep the podcast, the videos, the blog going. All right. That's what we want to do.
Okay.
So what your homework is for this week or for this day right now in the next 2 hours, we want you to email us, and you have our email address. Why don't you give that out?
It's Staying Alive, Whole Food, Plant-Based, or WFPB. I can never remember those. I don't have any memory. It's amazing how we do this. .com. At gmail.com.
Yes, and if you don't want to do a separate email, you can
next
actually...
time we'll have the expensive graphics up behind us.
Yeah, you can also just go to the website.
This is not ready for prime time.
It's always ready for prime time, which I'm going to go ahead and I'll plug Amazon. They will deliver groceries to you if you're worried about that. Chili Smith, they're running out of beans, but they'll have...
Is he really?
Yeah, because a lot of people are buying beans. I mean, and we're talking back to remember the date we're doing this, which is actually March 18th, the same day as the other one. We just changed shirts to make it look like a different day. I know, I'm giving away all our secrets. All our secrets, I know, okay. And even depending upon when you're watching this, different stores are offering different hours and stuff. But
Senior only hours. I like that.
Whole Foods, Target, Walmart. I'll put more of that in my newsletter because that's kind of time sensitive.
It's an hour before the store.
An hour before the store.
Which is all right. Us seniors ought to be up early. That's my thought.
Exactly, because we can just sleep for the rest of the day. No, because we'll be exercising for the rest of the day. And so then let me just end this because I know we're just about out of time. As I said, We want your feedback.
We do.
Oh, and tell us what you are doing in these maybe a little bit more stressful times. There we go again. I'm talking and
That's
everyone-
because you're the one doing most of the talking.
And I posted on my newsletter a great link to exercise. I know some of you have asked me to do my yoga class, which I'm happy to do that for you. Can I? See, the ring, they're calling
They're
right
already
now.
calling it with a positive answer.
They say yes, get into that yoga
Wonderful.
outfit.
Yes.
All right, so let me just read you this for NVP, Norman Vincent Peale, talking about ways for relaxation. So we're going to go back to sleep now. Find your own personal see, or listen to us. Maybe this is your insomnia cure.
Yes.
When you turn us on, boom, in 5 minutes you're asleep.
No, just wait.
When you listen to me, yeah, okay,
I
thank you.
didn't say it.
You meant it. I can read your mind. Find your own personal center of control by breathing deeply in and out. Into 6, 8, out 8. Into 6, out 8. Because it's the exhalation that focuses more on your relaxation. So practice this exercise several times during the day and you'll quickly notice the difference in how you react to stress. Number 2, cultivate stillness in your mind. Some people might use that for yoga. You might be reading something. Let go of the past and look forward to the future. Depending upon when you're watching this, just remember, now is not forever.
Yeah.
No matter when you're watching this, whether you're watching it at the stressful time during the middle of March in 2020, or if you're watching this in 2024, now is not forever. Lose the sense of injustice that is causing you to be agitated. Replace your anger with understanding and compassion. Remember the tortoise. Keep moving ahead, but allow yourself time to smell the flowers. Enjoy the scenery of your life. Pay attention and let your mind flow with what is happening around you instead of concentrating on you. You will be refreshed. And we do this podcast selfishly for ourselves because everyone needs to be having a little bit more encouragement, and it really gives us encouragement.
I think we do it because I should only speak for myself. I do it because my transformation, my recovery, my survivalship has been amazing, and I really want other people. I feel God gave me this extra time, and I owe it to repay it. And I might as well have fun doing it too.
Because girls just want to have
fun. And
fun.
I'm not a girl.
Mrs. Podcast, Mrs. Producer, please cue up that song as we go into
Are we ending it now?
I think we are. Thank you so much for being here. We want to hear from you. We want to know how you're staying connected. I better hurry up with this before he cuts me off, which I know he's going to do.
She just goes on and on.
Thank you so much.
Say goodbye,
for being
Gracie.
Here. Goodbye, Gracie. Good night, George.